Are you ready to mock?
Welcome to Mock of Love,
A weekly podcast providing commentary on VH1's golden age of celebrity reality dating shows. I'm Andy.
and I'm Ashley. Andy, will we be doing any research on these shows?
Almost none.
Will it be kid-friendly?
Fuck no.
Will it be bitchy and hilarious?
Absolutely.
Step into our playhouse and mock our world.
This is Mock of Love. You asked for it, Ashley.
Here we go.
You know I can't let this go. I can't let a fucking gauntlet be thrown like that and not try to come up with fucking something.
I feel like this is going to be amazing.
Big John, Big John. There's too many ladies vying for my attention. Big John, Big John, Big John. There's far too many ladies lying. You know we've got to find a way to weed some hoes out here today. Big John, Big John. I swear to God I gotta bust. You see, rock of love is not the answer. I'm looking for a rock of lust. You know we've got to find a way to fill Christy Joe's holes up today. Yeah, yeah. Pick up lines at Hardy Designs. I need the echoes, babe. So I'm gonna do pickup lines, bruh, Big John. Okay.
Wait, tell me.
So I'm going to say pickup lines. So it's like pickup lines, Big John. And
Okay.
Hardy Designs, Big John.
Okay, I got you.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 3, 4. Pickup lines
Big John.
and Hardy Designs.
Big John.
Affliction tees.
Big John.
True religion jeans.
Big John.
Guyliner.
Big John.
So I can see.
Big John.
What's it going on?
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 What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's it going on?
What's it going on?
What's it going on?
What's going on?
What's it going on?
What's going on?
That was incredible.
You can't just put shit like that into the universe and go, oh, Andy, you're gonna do a silly version of it.
Well, no, I was expecting and
Yeah.
hoping you to do.
Yeah, it's very mean to know how my brain works and then to use it like that.
I mean, you didn't enjoy doing that?
I had a great time.
Okay, I thought so.
Did you have a great time?
Yeah.
Thank you. I forgot to tell you about the echoes that I needed.
Yeah.
But obviously,
No worries.
you were there for me. Hi. What are we doing? What is this?
You know, I don't know.
What is this? What are we doing?
I don't know.
We're doing a sing along today. This is
Yeah.
Mock of Love,
Yeah.
episode 26.
That's right. We're at the season 2 reunion.
Fucking thank Christ.
Seriously. I'm like, oh, you know what I think part of it, and you kind of said this in the last episode, I think for us right now, we've watched every single one of these episodes like 4 to 5 times.
Correct.
In like the last few months.
With an attention to detail that really makes it so that you don't need to watch it a 4th and a 5th time. It's like if we had watched it with that much level of detail the first time, we'd be good.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because what started all of this was it during the writer's strike? It might have been.
That sounds right. That sounds
Yeah.
right.
We watched seasons 1 and 2 of Rock of Love.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that rewatch, we were like,
This is good shit.
what if we did a podcast?
What if we did a podcast?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
And
be
so then we
fun?
had to go back and rewatch every episode again. And then we watch it while we're taping the podcast. And then Andy has to watch it again while he's editing the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Now I'm just babbling.
No. It is all just to say, like, we're fucking here,
We're
man.
here. We have reached the finish
We
line.
are crossing that finish line. We are breaking through the ribbon, and we are spent, guys.
Yes.
Not just because I had my first chemo treatment this week.
He did.
I did.
Yeah. So
It's a doozy.
tell us about it.
Yeah. So you sit there in a chair for 6 hours one day, and then they send you home with a pump that's plugged into Porty, my friend, the chest port, for the next 46 hours. And that means you're not showering. You can rinse like your lower body and be very careful not to get the port area, the port access wet and infected. So you're kind of grimy, and boy, stuff they pump you full of is taxing.
Yeah. Andy slept all day yesterday, and
did.
I've never seen him take a nap. Maybe one time. Maybe one time ever in our like 5 to 6 year relationship.
I have a real
have I
problem
seen
with
you take a nap.
napping.
Yeah.
And so the fact that I slept for about 5 hours in the middle of the day yesterday and then went to bed just fine.
Like at 8:30 or something.
So-
no, maybe it was a little later. We went to bed later.
We
Anyway.
went to bed much later than that.
Yeah.
The lights had shut out. So it was
Yeah.
like, but all this to say, we are chugging through. And
Yeah. I'm proud of you, Andy. I was wondering this week if you were going to ask for like a week off.
you know, I thought about it, and then I'm like, you know what? The only reason I want to ask for a week off is because this reunion's so goddamn boring.
It kind of is.
It's kind of a bummer, and that's why I was
Well-
like, I don't care how much time we fill up with some upfront chat about chemo and the song. And
Yeah.
I know you've got Where Are They Now stuff, but I'm like, this reunion was kind of like,
Well, there was one part
there's one part
that
that's
was
obviously spicy.
explosive.
Yes. And perhaps a fatal flaw
Yeah.
in one of these women's careers.
Yeah.
Should I hit play?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, we're greeted by a very familiar face that we've grown to know and love. No, it's not Bret Michaels. It's Ricky Rachtman.
That's right. Andy's boo.
His style is not what I want it to be. He became too Bret Michaels. He's wearing the Christian Audigier.
Oh no.
You know, he's not wearing
He switched up.
Yeah.
And we're noticing in our Jersey Shore rewatch which was I think right around the same time.
Yeah.
They're all wearing Ed Hardy. Oh my God, I can't talk today. They're all wearing Ed Hardy and Christian Audigier.
Yeah, which is the same.
Yeah.
The same by a different name.
Yeah.
But and Ricky's also lost. He's just much less ska for this Rock of Love reunion.
Yeah,
and it bugs. He doesn't have the chain wallet. He doesn't have the flavor saver.
He's not being himself, you know?
Thank you. Yes, that's really the problem.
Yeah.
And that's
But they start the reunion talking about the SNL sketch.
Oh, they do. They do. That's
we
right.
actually like reposted this on our socials
So if
not
you're
that
following
long
us-
ago, but there was a great
Oh, it's incredible.
SNL sketch, and I guess it aired after the first season because they're talking about it at the Wait,
No,
it
it's
aired
the
after the
second
second season.
Yeah, because they're talking about current.
Yes,
contestants,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh my God, what is happening with
You're
me
good,
today?
you're good.
I've done a lot of stuff today.
You did. You've been all over.
But yeah, so that it was a really funny sketch, and it was what's his face?
Oh, Jason Sudeikis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sudeikis.
Polar.
Yeah.
Cecily, was Cecily Strong one of the women? I feel like she was like
Amy
Christy
Poehler
Joe.
definitely was.
Amy
Who was she supposed to be? Was she
was
Peyton?
like I think they
Or
called
like
her
a random
one, but they had like a Peyton on there that they very much made clear that like Bret had no connection with her physically at all.
That
and
thing
it's,
that
like,
we picked
so-
up on during that episode
Yeah.
where it was just like really awkward and he basically wouldn't say he was attracted to her. And so like the first person who gets, asked a question is Peyton because they just talked about this sketch and she would just like was maybe nationally embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because SNL probably has a further reach in some ways than Rock of Love. I don't know.
On a good week, I'd assume so. But like, it was. I think and what they end up saying is that it was sort of endearing because it means they were like watching the fucking show and they were like, they were really pulling a lot of good shit. From,
totally. The writers, the cast. When I tell you everybody at this time was watching the show.
Yeah.
Everybody was watching the show.
Everybody.
Although we do have people like when we tell them that we're doing this podcast that are like,
What was that?
I never watched that. And I'm like, what?
And I get it. Like, I'm not the biggest reality TV buff, but there is a real good slime ball factor that makes this show feel so good.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I got to get rid of this. Okay. Gosh dang it. I need to get rid of this like bar below everything, but whatever. It'll go away. There we go.
There we go. We're
Anyway.
a mess right now, guys. Bear with us.
Thinking out loud, doing
it's
procedural
chemo
things.
week. Actually, that might be it more than, I was busy today or whatever. It's like we've just had a pretty intense week.
Pretty exhausting week.
Yeah.
So we're at the reunion though, and we're seeing all our favorites. Ash is getting a good look at some straight up
Frenchie's
nipple.
Straight up bare tits.
Just full tits. Just
like the first day
completely
they were
uncensored.
there when he's doing the photographs.
And
It's like, burp.
and
I want to have sex with Bret in
in
this pool.
she's so fun, and the fucking blast that even on the reunion they're doing subtitles for her that are edited to be phonetic. They are spelling her words the way she says them, not the way the word should be spelled.
Yeah.
And it's a treat.
It's great. She really was fun on this show, and
Massive
I was sad
personality.
when she left.
Yeah.
And they're going through all these different clips of Aubrey basically like saying she's disgusting and calling her a slut and just like being like anti-Frenchie the whole show. And they'll kind of get back to that when Frenchie comes on stage, but
It's like you got farther than her, Aubrey. You don't need to hate on Angelina Angelique forever. Sorry. Jersey Shore creeping in. But yeah, so we're having fun revisiting Angelique.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, do we need to bring Angelique down? She was on for 3 episodes or something.
I think she was just a total fan favorite. Like you can see the crowd going wild at the reunion right now.
Yeah.
One dude just put his hands in the air and just like went, ah, and like screamed.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I am here just for you,
You
and I am going to be in the parking lot, and you should run to your
Yes.
car.
I heard that you get naked often.
Right, yeah. And I like to see naked bodies, and I don't get to do it a lot, so I am here.
Yeah. So Bret is like talking to her now, and he's like, I really like you. There's not a malicious bone in your body, which was always true about Angelique.
Yeah.
People would like kind of try to pick at her for being so open, and she would always just be like, whatever. This is me. I don't care.
Whatever. It's my sexy body. I do what I want.
And she never said a bad word about anyone else in the house.
No, she never did. She
Yeah.
didn't talk trash. She didn't like fucking get in fights.
Even when like Ina was like up in her face that time.
Yeah.
She was just like, meh.
And it's really surprising because now she's getting a little bit feisty with Aubrey because she saw the images. Good Lord, the video of Aubrey talking shit.
Yeah, they've
about
now
her.
all seen everyone's talking heads. And so now Frenchie knows like the mad shit
Yeah,
that Aubrey was
Aubrey was
talking about
saying.
her. And she looks at Aubrey and goes, Aubrey looks like a drowned rat.
on crack.
Yeah.
A rat on crack.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh boy, we didn't need to get Angelique to be a hateful person, but I guess the reunion wouldn't be a reunion.
Aubrey was asking for it.
A little bit, yeah.
Like you don't get to just like talk that much shit about
And have it not
someone
come back at
and
you.
for them to be like, okay, whatever.
Okay,
You know?
actually, I think your teeth are totally normal, Aubrey.
Yeah.
Who said that? Did Angelique say that? I don't know who said that. Okay, I take it back. Ricky Rackman does have a chain wallet.
Okay.
So he's keeping
still
it a
good?
little real. Yeah, I just want him to keep it. It's not a full zoot suit like I want him to have.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else happened? I feel like we need to jump through this. Like,
Well-
I almost feel like this is a mock of Love Jr.
I don't know. She's talking about how she doesn't dance anymore right now. So she stopped dancing after the show, and I think she really was like doing
Just
actual
porn?
acting.
Okay,
Yeah,
just because like when she said she stopped dancing, it was very like vague what was left for her. She
Well,
didn't say what she was doing.
remember
instead.
we did a Where Are They Now, and she,
And her IMDb credits. and
yeah, I
whatever.
don't think I haven't watched the movies. I don't think they were straight up porn, but they were definitely like softcore.
It was, it's like
Yeah.
Sharknado 5 plus boobs.
Yeah.
Unrated, you know?
And now she's doing a lap dance for Bret on the stage.
Because sure.
Because why not?
It's so silly. And it's also kind of weird because Bret has already chosen his winner. So why are
And
you
he's like
lap dancing
loving
him?
it and putting up like the rock and roll horns.
Which is his only move. I don't get it. Like, he throws the horn so much for a guy that plays some of the most pussy music you've ever heard in your life.
Andy
Like,
sent me an Instagram clip today.
I did.
And it was like from Bret Michael's
I need to
official
shout out
profile.
Kevin, I won't dox your last name, but Kevin sent me that first.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry.
It was Bret, current day Bret. Like, maybe it was posted like today or
Just
yesterday.
like today.
Yeah.
Because he's playing at the Harrah's Laughlin.
He's in the hot tub at the Harrah's Laughlin with his guitar like raised up
And
above
a
the
wife
water.
beater on.
Yeah. Playing 3 chords.
Yes.
I
He's playing Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
yes.
With a baseball cap, his Tony Wonder ass goatee, his ribbed tank top, which is on in the hot tub.
Oh my God.
And he's holding his guitar playing. He's like, I can't wait to rock Harrah's Laughlin tonight. I'm like, what? If you look like a Laughlin guy, I'll tell you
100.
what. He's not a Vegas guy. He's a Laughlin
I actually
guy.
watched his hands and I was like, chord 1, chord 2, chord 3. Now we're back to chord 1.
Yeah.
Chord
And-
2, chord 3.
And audience, if you're following along with the TV show, you'll see the exact same movements every time he's playing a song. Bert was here. Bert knew how to play a couple
That's
chords.
right. I miss Bert.
Bert was a good guy. I liked him.
I mean,
Maybe he'll show up again today.
like I said, a little bitter, but
He's a little bit of, I mean, can you blame him?
yeah.
You do blame him. All right, Destiny's up.
Okay, we're on to Destiny.
And this was a very emotional one.
Yeah. Well, he starts by just saying like, you were really rock and roll. I really liked you a lot. You know, and then she's talking about like, I was a Poison fan, but to be fair, like I just like hair metal bands.
Yep.
And they kind of go into like how everyone said she was a Psycho fan at different points and like a groupie. And she's kind of defending that right now.
But yeah, and she looks great, by the way. Like her eyes are really popping in a way that
She's gorgeous.
I know, she's very pretty.
Yeah.
she
And then
looks
they
very nice.
like showed the clip of her cartwheeling when we got like full frontal.
The full frontal
And I was
stripping.
like, her bod is so hot. It's like ridiculously hot.
Yeah, she looks great. And
Yeah.
And she does share the they do a big long cutaway to the motorcycle riding scene
Yes.
with Destiny's father and
Yeah.
mother and Bret and Destiny. And he died like 2 weeks after that was shot.
Yeah.
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 So crazy.
Or like, no, 2 weeks before this reunion
2
aired.
weeks before the reunion. And
Yeah.
she's at the reunion, guys.
And she's like right now holding it together really well. Like she's talking to him.
Yeah.
But in a moment, she kind of starts like breaking down and crying, and it's really cute. Like all the girls run down and
It's really sweet. Yeah.
comfort
Like
her.
every single girl, no matter who, they run down and they're like comforting her. Like,
and like also crying. A lot
Yeah.
of them too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's so sad. I luckily have not lost a parent yet, but I know from friends that it's just like awful.
It's one of those moments on Rock of Love that that I was talking about with like Aubrey and Christy Joe, where it's like my favorite parts, or like Peyton and fucking Catherine. Mm-hmm. Those moments where you realize these girls should just be friends and tell Bret to fuck himself.
Totally.
Like they should just hang out in this house and have a good time because that's television I watch.
That's actually awesome. We just need to see them like hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
We don't need any involvement.
No, Bret,
From Bret.
You contribute very little to this show as it is.
She speaking of, she said like they kind of get into the thing about how she doesn't say she loves him, and that's why she left.
Yeah.
And she's like, I only spent like 2 cumulative hours with this man.
Yeah.
Like I'm how could I be in love with him? And he makes the comment like, yeah, sorry, there were just some other women in the house that required more emotional attention.
And
Like,
where does the camera go?
To Daisy and Christy
Joe,
Joe,
who are at the same table.
yeah. And so Daisy is like, we were all there for you, which is a good point. Remember at the beginning how we kept saying he has picked clear favorites?
yeah.
And it's like just so obvious.
Yeah.
Like
we just didn't get enough time together. You chose where to spend your time.
Yeah. Like all of the girls were picking up on it, and it really wasn't fair. He didn't really give a lot of other girls a chance.
No.
Because like if she was there for several weeks and spent less than 2 hours with him, like what?
Yeah.
She was one of the final 3.
And she spent less than 2 cumulative hours with him.
It's crazy.
And she had a date. She had a couple dates.
Yeah.
And she's saying like, I got no time with this guy. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, well, I was busy.
There were like 2 other girls that I liked a lot better than you.
Than anybody else. And
Yeah.
it was really weird to not like.
And by the way, neither one of them was the winner. Lol.
It serves you right, Bert.
I'm going to get back to that later, but
But anyway, yeah, so now all the girls are down there comforting Destiny. She's crying watching the footage of her dad on the motorcycle, and
yeah,
it's
and
very sweet.
apparently his liver cancer like spread to his brain.
Yep.
And he was like gone pretty soon
quick.
after that.
Yeah. Bret's even crying a bit. Like it's hard not to like get choked up at this
Oh
scene.
yeah, he was like such a sweet man. It's not like he came in like Otis, swinging his little dick around.
Man, when can I get like a fucking? We need to get a Deadpool going on Otis. That's when we're all waiting for.
Yeah,
that guy sucks,
dude. Yeah, this Destiny's dad was like really like humble and sweet and chill. And anyway, it's really
the
people
audience
in the audience
is
are crying.
It's a real tearjerker.
I know.
Like this episode of Rock of Love is it's a reunion, right? So it should be all good times. We had a good time with the last reunion, but this one, it's like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, and it could be that I was on chemotherapy. That's quite possible.
That is a strong possibility.
But yeah,
it felt a little more like canned than the
really
last
did.
one, you know?
And then
Which
after-
this whole season felt more canned than the last one.
touche.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe they just everything about it is just feeling more safe. And we having just watched the Jersey Shore season 1 reunion, which was a budget job if you ever seen one.
Oh my God, totally.
It was the lowest budget production I've ever seen in my life for such a huge hit of a show.
They deserved way more than that.
It was sad and bizarre.
And then they didn't even have a season 2. But to be fair, not very many reality shows at this time had reunions. It was mostly the Bravo shows.
Yeah, you got a good point.
And I think they just kind of were picking up on that, like the Bravo reunions were really popular.
Yeah,
so like, hey,
and they drive viewers.
Maybe we should try this.
Yeah,
you know?
why not squeeze another fucking 10 million viewers out of an episode?
Yeah, exactly.
The hell not?
Exactly.
Now we're talking. Okay, but my point about the Jersey Shore thing is that if the pacing was so bad, and this one felt like it had pacing issues too. Like there were times where I'm like, okay, but maybe it's just because we're watching shit that we saw on the clip show,
right?
That we've watched 4 or 5 times before,
right.
So the
maybe
pacing to me is just
feeling.
like, yeah, no, I know how crazy Christy Joe is, dude.
Right?
You know,
right. You don't have to go back and show me all these clips, but like. For the average viewer at the time, it's like, oh yeah, that did happen.
I remember.
Yeah,
I guess so. So yeah, I'm. This is all coming through very jaded glasses.
Now we're on to Christy Joe. Basically, they start by talking about what an emotional roller coaster she is always on, and they're playing all these clips showing that, like. Yelling, crying, happy, sad,
stomping, leaving, coming back, staying, leaving again, staying again.
Yeah.
Leaving in, staying again. How many times did she do it?
They're rolling through it.
But they don't show the Krispy Kreme, which is why we go to the clip show.
I know.
Because that should have been some bonus footage for the reunion.
100.
It was so good. Krispy Kreme, once again, is a picture of Christy Joe with some suggestive ranch dressing around the face.
Oh my God. So good. And then when Bret starts talking to her at the reunion on stage, it's revealed that she is now back together with her
hubs.
With the husband, that she was like, whatever, we're separating. Oh, by the way, now I just told him we're getting divorced. Like she went home and figured out her shit, and that it's that she wants to be with that guy.
And Ricky Rackman is in disbelief, and he's sitting there and he's like, so what happened with that? And she's like, well, so we've kind of been working on it. And then Ricky just kind of jumps in and goes like, you're still with him? And she's like, can I finish? But you don't need to finish, fucking Christy Joe. You're still with him. And Ricky is correctly in disbelief and shock.
Like GD roller coaster with this girl.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Is Ricky wearing lifts?
Oh.
Like he
I
not
can't
a tall
see his feet
He's not a
now.
tall man, but it looked like he was maybe in a lift of some
Oh
sort.
my God. He is like laying into Christy Joe.
He's Ron DeSantising all over that stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there are moments where Ricky has crushes on one or two of the girls, and he does a bad job of hiding it.
Yeah, totally.
He's not fully erect or anything, but he is putting it on.
Oh my God. She's saying she's like, at this point, she's going to give her husband 6 months to turn things around and then see what happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Committed
And
to
they're
him for 6 months of counseling.
Yeah, they're doing counseling. He's made a 180 and she's going to see if it sticks. Now, I couldn't figure out when I did my Where Are They Now because she's married to someone now. I think it's the same guy.
Probs.
But I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for her. And
Can you freaking imagine being her husband?
No.
And you get a phone call from her and it's like, oh, by the way, I'm on a reality television show.
Falling in love with another dude.
Trying to date Bret Michaels. And he's like, we're still fucking married. What? Where are you?
Wait, we haven't talked in 2 weeks and you're calling me to let me know you've been on a reality show this whole time?
Yeah. It's kind of effed
It's
up.
wild. It's insane. Like,
But according to Aubrey, who obviously like comes out like a wolf defending her.
Right.
Is that even an expression?
yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, I always mess up.
Wolf can come out.
I think I said I'll die on that grave.
You did say I'll die on that grave. It was embarrassing. I'm like embarrassed for you.
I'm like, you dance on a hill and you die on a grave.
Dance on it.
But yeah, Aubrey's like just jumping in right now. And Daisy also pipes up about all of the heat on her about Charles. But Bret seemed kind of to like not care that
About
Christy Joe was actually married.
Which fair.
Yeah,
like,
totally
absolutely
fair. He doesn't really have an answer.
Nope.
Like, not really.
It's like, why did you overlook it? And he's like, well, no, I did bring it up with her, like in private. Maybe it wasn't as public as it was with your stuff.
Yeah, he was like, I
was
was challenging her on it. It's like, yeah, I guess he kind of was, but
then he'd immediately get over it.
yeah.
It would just be when new shit came up that he'd get after it. Whereas with Daisy, it was like, let's keep bringing up the shit we already know.
Yeah, for like 3 episodes in a row. And then even the finale too.
Yep.
It's like, God, just let her go.
Yeah. See, so it's not just that we have had this show being beaten into us. We are seeing Bret do things over and over and over again that are being beaten into us.
Right.
And so it's like, it may be the 3rd time you're watching Bret take Christy Joe back. It is our 15th time.
Totally. We're like, geez.
And she doesn't really have that much to say except, I'm still with my husband. Thanks for bringing me up on stage.
Yeah, it is. All of the little like combos with the girls are kind of boring except for one.
Except for one. I think we skip ahead, babe.
You do?
I think we skip ahead.
Okay.
Just like, do you want me to fast forward like, I just can't imagine what the fuck is actually entertaining about like some of these.
Because like Aubrey's
duos.
next, and it's basically a recap of the fact that she's in love with Christy Joe.
Which we love.
Yes, but that was also like drilled in with the clip show. We already talked about that. So yeah, I don't think we need to talk about it again.
I'm just kind of like, that's great, but we know.
Peyton sings a song that she wrote, which is actually like, it's called We Rock for Love.
Which terrible, but
yeah. And listen,
but she sounds amazing.
It's kind of cool. Like it's cheesy because it's like, it's literally just like about our situation, the show, the season.
Yes.
It's just about that. But it's still fucking better than any song Bret Michaels has written.
By 150 fucking percent.
100. She has way better stage presence than him. She's like freaking jamming and like moving her butt.
She came up with a way better melody, even if the lyrics are trash.
Yeah.
Like it's really good.
Love you, Peyton.
Yeah, Peyton, you kick ass. And I'm so glad that they gave you We Rock for Love was extremely narrow casted. Like that song makes sense to women on a reality dating show with Bret Michaels.
Right.
And nobody else. It was so wild.
I think that was the point of the song too.
Yeah.
Like she didn't come out there to like sing one of her songs that's going to be on her album.
I loved that though.
I know.
Like,
she like made
VH1?
something fun up for the show.
Yeah. And then who do we got?
She'll never go away. Heather Chadwell returns.
Hi. Hello.
Sorry,
Heather.
I didn't mean for that to sound so. I'm just like, God, every time they keep bringing her back on season 2, it's like stupid drama.
Yeah. I mean, she does it.
I guess she spices it up.
She
That's
spices it
fair.
up when it's getting flat.
Yeah, like
You
we
know?
used to like be on Lacey's ass about her behavior, and it's like we'd be bored without
I guess so.
someone bringing the stuff back in.
Oh no, don't make me agree. But so Heather just saying, talking about how hard she was on Daisy. Ricky's asking, why were you so hard on Daisy?
Yeah, and she's like, I just brought to life the decisions that Daisy had already made. And I'm like, okay, but you didn't shut the fuck up about it. And then Bret goes, and she said, and Heather says something about like, I didn't like hurt her or anything. And Bret's like, until you threw a water bottle in her face.
She's like, I didn't do that. And they're like, well, let's go to the tape.
Yeah. And she totally did.
Totally did.
And I thought that's maybe what lost her.
The water bottle?
The water bottle. But I think it's actually what
reunion.
happened at the reunion.
Well, what happened, Ashley?
Oh my gosh. So eventually, am I like jumping ahead? Because
Dude, we're jumping ahead.
okay, because
It's a reunion show.
I know. They bring Daisy down, of course, to the couch with Heather.
Yep.
And Daisy like sits way far on the other side, and like rightfully so.
They
is
are
like,
not friends.
no, Heather was awful to her. Like, remember they were like following her and yelling at her, and like she's just trying to get the like F away from this conversation. And they like follow her into the room, and Heather's leading the pack, and then Heather throws a water bottle at her, and it's like she's not even doing anything.
Yeah, she's walking away and you're hucking shit at her.
Yeah. It was just like nasty.
Boom, there's the water bottle. Anyway. Yeah, and then while they're sitting on the couch, they fucking go into fisticuffs.
Yeah. I can't remember it's Heather who starts it,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Daisy
Yeah.
stands up and like is like talking about herself and like beckoning at herself in some way, but it's not like I'm getting aggressive towards you. She might lean in a little bit, but by no means is she in Heather's face.
Has Daisy ever physically fought anyone that
No,
we've
it would
seen?
be a foolish decision for
She is
her.
a tiny human.
Very small.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that like, this has been bothering me since we watched this, is, we know Heather's fucking MAGA. And not only that, she picked the smallest, darkest one in the group to pick on at this point in time. And I'm like, that's a tough decision to justify. Like you could have gone after Megan just as hard.
Yeah.
Megan still hung up on her boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It just
seemed like over the top compared to like how she went after other girls. Because she did go after other girls. But like Daisy, she went after.
She went after physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. Anyway, so
they introduce Daisy by saying the first time we're seeing her since she was left alone on a beach in Mexico. And I was like, oh no. So true. And it like in my head, I'm flashing back to that scene where she's like told your Torrens here.
What am I supposed
and she
to do?
literally doesn't know what to do.
I'm supposed to go home?
Yeah. Crawl up and eat a bowl of ice cream. Yeah. She said it was like, it really hurt her. It was really hard for her. It made her feel very rejected. And she also brings up something that we freaking talked about during the first season and also other times, which is how creepy is it that he hooked up with her in Mexico, knowing that he was going to not pick her.
Yeah.
And she brings that up. She's like, I feel like I was taken advantage of. Like, you made me feel like
I was the girl.
I could get picked, and then you knew you weren't going to pick me, and you took that opportunity to just have sex with me one last time. It's gross. It's really, really gross. And Bret goes, I'm just a man.
I'm just a man, guys. Looks at audience for approval and applause.
It's awful. And I don't know if Heather said something similarly last season or if we just brought it up, or one of us just brought it up. Like, it's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. It's like, anyway, I feel like that's shady and manipulative, and
his response is really troubling.
It's SA.
Yeah. Essentially he is saying like, boys will be boys. Am I right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking gross,
dude.
I
tricked you into fucking me one last time.
Uh-huh.
Ugh. Oh, I hate him.
But anyway, yeah, ultimately sealed the deal. I'm just a man, damn it.
Yeah. gross. And now we're at the part where they're getting in their fight, Heather and Daisy.
Yes. Because Heather's saying like, you were throwing it at him all the time. You're a fucking whore. You get sloppy seconds and all this.
Which is funny
like,
because the
what?
same fucking thing happened to her last season. And anyway, she was really pissed last season too. Like she thought that she was emotionally manipulated by him.
Yeah.
Her and Jess talked about that.
Yeah.
You know, like he knew he wasn't going to pick me. And he just like kept acting. He kept like telling me behind the scenes that he was, you know,
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, and then something happens. Well, Heather, I get that you're here to start drama, but like what I think the producers probably saw from this.
Oh yeah. Heather definitely started
shoves
it.
her first.
Yeah.
And then starts pulling her hair and swinging.
Heather's a bad person.
So that's just it. I think the producers were like, Heather knows how to start drama. This is great. And then 3 times of being violent in order to keep the drama going. I think they were like, you're not stable enough to create drama.
We can't have you be the lead on one of our shows.
We can't have you start
because they do have her back
dudes.
for Charm School.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're not going to get your own show now.
Yeah.
You've like physically assaulted multiple people now.
It's just,
And it's a lawsuit waiting to happen for us.
100%.
Yeah.
It's wild, especially with a house full of guys if it's another dating show.
Yeah.
You know, like she's going to get into it with the dudes.
She's going to start some physical thing and dudes are going to
either
lay
beat each
into
other up or her.
Yeah,
And that's
totally.
not great.
Totally.
So anyway, good job, Heather.
She gets escorted off stage by Bret. Heather says she came at me. And it's like we all just literally watched the tape.
You reach out and shove Daisy. That's,
And then I don't know if you caught this, but as Bret is walking her off, Heather goes, "You always take her side."
No, really?
Yeah. You can like hear. And so I'm wondering if after the water bottle incident, Bret like had a talking to with her. Because remember how awkward it was at the end of that episode?
Yep, where he was just like, all right, thanks for your help, Heather. I need you to go.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
I didn't hear that. Good ears.
I could be wrong, but I wrote it down.
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
That was a hot mic moment that
Yep.
I wonder
It's
how
like
many people got
as she was getting walked off stage.
Yeah. Well, now we're finally to the belle of the ball.
Do you feel like they like brought down less girls this reunion too?
I do. That's, I think, part of like, that's just it. Like the pacing is weird because the people we brought up and the things we were going over, like some of them, you know, made sense. I guess you bring up the final 3 girls.
Right.
But I don't know. Like,
I feel like there were just more last season.
I know.
I don't know.
But like Frenchie, but there's other girls that have fun, interesting things to say. Like, wouldn't it have been fun to have Courtney try and get 2 words in?
Is she even at the reunion?
She is. She
Oh my
brought
gosh.
a blanket to cover her head. I'm not kidding. They
What?
introduced her at the beginning and she pulls like either like a hoodie or something up behind her head and then covers
because
herself
of when
with it.
she's going down to Big John's room and like knocking on the
Correct.
door.
Or
and
just like,
stuff.
yes, she's pretending to be a sleepyhead.
Yeah. She actually was doing that in that scene. She like walked all
yeah,
the way
yeah.
downstairs
Yep,
with a blanket,
with the blanket
over her
over her
head.
head. Yep.
Yeah. She was like holding it up like a hood
Yeah.
or something.
Because she's fucking hurting.
Yeah, she was so hungover. Okay, so now we're to Amber. Yeah. She said, like, one quote that I wrote down and I wrote yikes next to it is,
I love this.
"If Bret picks me, I will feel complete."
Yeah, that's a yikes.
That's a yikes. I don't know. I've
Like-
told like you through, this is so mushy, but like through this cancer experience, I was like, you know, my life doesn't make sense without you.
That's so.
And I had these thoughts of like, it's so true.
I know. I love you.
I love you. But I had these thoughts of like, is that like codependent? Is this a you complete me situation?
So no. So that's interesting. I had a conversation. He doesn't mind if I share his name, George. My buddy George, who now doesn't live here anymore, but we were talking about like codependency and relationships, and we were dating, and you and I weren't dating, but him and I were dating other women.
Each
and
other?
we were kind of trying to figure out if only. George is a dreamboat. No, but we were talking about like codependency, and I was bringing it up. I'm like, yeah, I'm just worried that it's like this, and he's like, why? Like, what is this? This whole weird obsession with whether it's codependent or not? Like we grew up socially. Like we are raised socially. We want to
We're
share
social
journeys
creatures.
with.
Yeah.
It's so weird to think that we need to say that it's a problem that you want to be around this person and, and make your life part
and
of
the fact
theirs.
that you're even aware of it, I think is a big thing too. Cause like, not to go back to Jersey Shore, but season 3, Sam and Ronnie at the beginning are in this like weird, bad codependent relationship
toxic
where they just like don't talk to anyone else. They only talk to each other. They only hang out. Yeah. They isolate. So I think there is a bad way to be codependent and there is a good way to be like connected. Yeah. Maybe that's a better word.
Yeah. The isolation, like, and the thing is they were both isolating each other. Yeah. It's like, I'm isolating you. Well, I'm isolating you. Okay, cool. Yeah. Now I'm up your ass.
Right. Yeah. And we spend a lot of time together, but I don't think we're really like that. No. We're not like, we do separate stuff too.
We're like Amber and
very
Bret.
Happily.
So like I'm on the road for like 10 months a year.
Stop.
On my chemo tour.
Stop. I don't want to be like Amber and Bret.
Amber's, what do you think of Amber's hair tonight?
So she definitely like got a stylist.
Yeah. She needed somebody to make her look more rock.
Yeah. This was like, her whole look is like very in style. Yes. And I mean, she looked good at different points in the show, but she did have hair issues. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. I'll give you that.
And so now she has like, used a flat iron on her hair, which like I obsessively did that at this time. And she has bangs and they're very straight too. So everything's straight. And she has like these cool chains on and like a silk top with a lace bra
She's
sticking
actually
out.
Wearing eyeshadow.
Yeah, her makeup looks a lot better. Sorry, Amber. It looks really good in this reunion show.
She's wearing kind of a cambasol dress almost situation. Yeah. So it's sexier than like most anything she's ever worn.
Yeah, she looks great actually.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just it did suggest like, all right, you've been dating Bret maybe for a second and now you can't be such a fucking square. Like, can we try?
Right. Was this like production's way of saying like she's integrated into his life?
Was this their end of Grease? Yeah. Was this fucking Sandy coming back going like,
I got chills.
Tell me about it, Bert.
Stud. 100%. Yes. You're right.
Oh my God, they Sandra Dean our fucking Amber.
They did.
Oh
no. They sexed her up.
I know what'll get him to like me. I'll be a slut.
Slutty slut.
And then the movie's over.
Yeah. Happily ever after, they fly away in their car into the sky.
And that we're talking about the fucking Rock of Love 2 reunion. We're not talking about Grease. That's actually what happens.
That would have been a really cool way to all of the girls and Bret and Amber in a car that flies,
staring at a camera, like making it look like they're flying. Oh God.
So, are Amber and Bret still together?
Oh. In 2025?
Well, no, at the reunion.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
You're doing a little better, Bret. A little bit better.
Yeah, in stark contrast to last season's reunion where Jess came on and basically glared at him. Yeah. And said that she broke up with him like as soon as she got home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually greets him with a kiss. And I think they're making a point to be like, hey guys, it's stuck this time. Yeah. We figured it out.
Yeah. I really do think this is all planned out. Yeah. Yes. I really do, because it's like, okay.
The formula is dialed in.
People were annoyed last season that like him and Jess didn't last for a minute. Again, we need a season 3. So we need this to seem like he's really here for love. So at the reunion, they're still together. They're really happy. He like has his arm around her. They're like kissy. They're like loving on each other, Yep. It's like, okay, this show can work. See?
We got a season 3 in us. So go break up with her now, bud.
Yeah. But I don't think it's like bad or wrong for me to hop ahead to the where are they now.
No, because, babe, like seriously, cut to the chase. Let's go.
Because I have no idea when this reunion was filmed, but as of, well, it's okay. There's other stuff I have to talk about from the scene too. But as of, sorry, he was like pausing it. I'm like, no, I have to pause it. They broke up in July of 2008.
How many months after a reunion would that be?
I got to assume pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
Because season 1 was 2007.
What the hell?
Yeah. So they didn't last very long after this.
Wow.
And they said it was conflicting schedules.
Okay.
Yeah. And like there's this whole like canned people interview with her because it's not an interview. It is a press release from VH1 about their breakup.
It's very different.
I took note of that. It's basically like, we love each other. We'll always love each other, but we just had conflicting schedules. He's on tour all the time. I have to travel and work a lot.
And please stay tuned for Rock of Love season 3.
She legit said in this interview
No.
that she's excited for season 3.
Are you fucking...
Yeah. She goes,
That's not an interview.
she goes, third time's a charm, and is like excited about season 3.
So
I'm like,
sick and demented.
I'm like, BS.
That is the fucking weirdest response. Like, hey, we broke up. I can't wait for you to fucking go fuck 20 more girls on a show.
Yeah. The other thing I thought she said was interesting is that they never had a boyfriend-girlfriend label.
What?
So even after she got picked on the show, they were not boyfriend-girlfriend.
Brett's not really into labels. He doesn't like to put a label on
Yeah,
things.
exactly. So
my
anyway,
gosh.
you can unpause it. That was the only
Oh,
like...
I mean, I could, but there's like a minute 24 left.
Oh,
and what
okay.
are we actually going to talk
okay,
about?
cool.
Like, let's just, yeah, where are they now?
Wait, let me see if there's anything I had from their little...
The two of them? Just the two of them?
Yeah. You know, leading up to the reunion, she says she did like sneak in a visit with him.
That's right.
Yeah,
And they
like
got it in.
they got it in the tour bus, and they were like giggling and talking about how horny they are, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
All right, cool.
She just never stops giggling was like my main note.
That's true. I mean, that's been the season, unless she's in the final 3 and needs to be aggro.
Yeah. And then she redoes her famous line. I'm not wearing any panties. Anyway, okay. So,
Where is she now?
okay.
You just showed me your Instagram, which was wild.
Yeah, let's start there because I want to start this by, first of all, not picking apart a woman's appearance, okay?
Done.
But Amber does look radically different now than she did on the show. I still think she looks good. You know, just she does look very different.
Completely. It looks like she's going undercover.
Yeah. She has like dark hair. Again, I'm not saying she looks bad. It's just, but I did notice, I went through a lot of her Instagram posts and people are vicious with her in the comments.
Yeah, that was alarming, what you showed me.
Yeah. People are vicious. What was the one I showed you?
It was, you were always the worst on Rock of Love. You look terrible now.
Totally.
And you were always way too hard on Daisy. And I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
the Daisy hive is out in force.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was like on and almost every post. So by the way, she's like married now. She has 2 kids. I don't.
Right. And people are like, you should die and people should pee on your body.
It seems like she lives a very like simple life, you know, like married, 2 kids. She has like, I think a dog. Can't remember if it was 1 or 2 dogs. But anyway, and also unclear whether she lives in Chicago or Alabama now, because there's a lot of posts from Alabama, and then recently there's a lot of posts from Chicago. So anyway, but yeah, the fact that she's just literally leading this normal life, like she posts pictures of her kids. She was posting pictures of being at like a Cubs game or Wrigley Field, and just very like ordinary stuff. And all of the
so
comments.
Obviously, the comments are going to be very normal and ordinary.
Right. No, they're like awful. Someone on literally every one of her posts where she appears has to say something about, it doesn't look like you. You look weird. Like,
Jesus Christ.
wait, I wrote down a couple
People
of them.
out there on the internet having a real normal one.
You're like 70 years old now, right?
Fucking what?
That was one of the comments. Doesn't look like you at all. It's like, bitch, it is her.
All
What are
right,
you talking
all right,
about?
all right. You know what I'm thinking.
What?
How many of those are Daisy sock puppet accounts?
Oh. I don't know.
Check the timeline on those comments. Like, when was
It
Daisy
seemed to
having a
come from
rough
different
sock puppet?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you mean like the voices and the typings felt different?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe you're right. Yeah.
But I'm just getting a lot of single white female off of this. Like, these, who has the time to be like, you look terrible, you know, just to like fling that at some random person that you've never met.
It's really
wild.
odd to me. Yeah.
Anyway,
I kind of feel bad from her. I'm surprised she doesn't delete a lot of them. But she does. She leaves them up there and people freaking hate on her. I saw one comment that was like, I loved you on the show. I thought you were great. The rest were like, you were manipulative, blah, blah, blah.
Jesus
You look
Christmas.
ugly.
Like, yeah, listen, she didn't put on the most entertaining, engaging performance,
Yeah.
you know? But she wasn't a bad person. Like, we have people on fucking Rock of Love that literally next season, there's a sex trafficker that is one of the contestants.
Right.
You know, we have real problems.
Yeah.
Amber being a little square.
Well, and
it's
like,
not a crime.
my only criticism against her is what a game player she was.
She's 100% a game player.
Nothing really felt authentic. That's the only, which like, to be fair, I say that a lot. I'm just realizing
you say
that.
it more than me.
I know.
And I'm the Letterkenny boy in the house.
I don't know why it just like comes out. But where was I going with that? Oh, a lot of people on Reddit think that she was like, somebody said she was a plant.
Like a casting direct. What are they called?
Because
casting agency?
she was an actress.
Right.
She has IMDb literally leading up to her
like
appearance on the
host,
show.
I think.
She kept saying that, but I Googled Amber Lake TV host.
Nothing.
You know, what show is she the TV host of? And I can't find anything.
Huh.
So I don't understand what that was all about.
Yeah.
But she was like in movies leading up to it and then no movies after this.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means. But I don't think she necessarily was a plant. But I do think at a certain point, maybe pretty early on, producers decided she was going to win.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I really think that. And I also think Daisy was pushed through by the producers because
right.
Bret kept saying they didn't have a connection, right?
And she disappeared for the middle of the season.
Totally. And then
it was all Christy Joe.
Yeah.
And Christy Joe couldn't actually let herself win because she wanted to go back to her husband.
Yeah. Yeah. And the idea is that they wanted two polar opposites to be the last two.
Yep.
They wanted the juxtaposition.
They even played the Odd Couple music in the freaking hotel room.
I think the idea was like, this is where it was going to end the whole time.
Yeah.
You know,
Interesting.
It was going to come down to this choice and he was going to pick the mature, responsible one because this is a real love.
Because this is Bret making a real change.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
He's taking a look at the man in the mirror. So Amber, you told us where she is. She's either in Chicago or Alabama.
Yeah. And her LinkedIn profile, she stopped updating them like 15 years ago. Her Facebook, she hasn't updated since like in 15 years. I think she's a stay-at-home mom. You know, so there's just not a lot to find about her on the internet. It's just like, here's her Instagram and
voila. And she's having a good time.
No like major scandals after the show or anything like that.
All right. Well, I guess we'll send her off.
Yeah.
All right. Bow your heads. Close your
Okay.
eyes. Dear VH1 Wang having Jesus.
Stop it.
We are here today to praise your maleness and to send off our dear departed sister, Amber, a.k.a. Mrs. Peanut Butter. She had real, Christian youth camp counselor energy.
Christian camp counselor.
Real golden retriever energy.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yep.
And we thought that was a great fit for Bret fucking Michaels of the band Poison. Anyway, you didn't make it. You didn't make it to past the fucking wait for season 3.
Yeah. You were never his girlfriend.
You lasted like fucking 5 Scaramucci's, girl. Anyway, you're not a bad person, but it's just so silly. We will see you, I think, on Charm School.
Yeah.
In the
Do
afterlife. No, I don't. Maybe not.
I don't think we see her again.
We'll never see you again, Amber. Good riddance. Amen. Oh, well, that's the show. What's going? We already said what we're enjoying. We're enjoying Jersey Shore reruns.
Yeah, it literally is like a piece of candy every night.
It is. It's a real treat.
It's really fun. We also started this kind of cool show called Adolescence.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I have a feeling everybody going to be watching that show by the time they hear this, though.
It's good.
It's good.
It's really good.
It's hard, but it's like it's a it's a cool watch.
Yeah, every episode is one single shot.
It's a oneer.
Yeah, so they follow. I literally don't know how they pull it off, and I want to see behind the scenes, but it's like a camera follows the characters
Nonstop.
down the hall,
One camera.
out the door, never stops a take.
Gets attached to a drone, starts following a car.
Follows them down the street, gets in the car with them, is alongside the car with them at different times. I do not know how they do it.
Just on the direction level, it's
Yeah.
insane. The choreography for that camera.
Yeah, but beyond that, it's basically about a 13-year-old boy that gets accused of murdering someone.
Yep.
And it's just really interesting. And I think it's going to be a lot of commentary on like the Andrew Tate effect.
100%.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity and how it gets bred on YouTube and podcasts to
Impressionable
boys.
minds. Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're enjoying, y'all.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a long.
Oh, no. That wasn't long.
Okay.
I'm just a little... I'm
Starting to feel loopy.
I'm hitting the wall a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. I feel
sometimes
you.
I get a little sleepy during the days, as I said.
Yeah.
So let's do some house cleaning.
Okay.
Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mock of Love and leave us comments. Send us memes, whatever you want to do. Like Kevin did with that glorious... I think he also sent me the SNL sketch too.
Oh, nice.
Originally. And then he sent me Bret at Harris Laughlin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Mock of Love is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, #boobs. Please subscribe to us at those locations. It really helps us out. Also, make sure you're following us on Instagram at mol.podcast, on Blue Sky at MOL Podcast, and find us on TikTok at Mock of Love Podcast, all spelled out. Chiquita just yanked my fucking headphones off of my goddamn head.
What are you doing?
She's about to eat shit.
She's so cute.
Oh,
She's
you
like
okay?
wagging her tail and looking at us with a big smile on her puppy face.
And Elon's dick doesn't work, and he's bad at business and good at being in a K-hole.
Yay!
There we go. I think that's it for us. So from Mock of Love, I'm Andy.
I'm Ashley. Will you continue to stay in this house and rock our world?
Have a great week, everybody.
Adios.
Mock of Love is produced by Andy and Ashley. All views and comments do not necessarily reflect the views of Andy and Ashley, so ease up on us. If you enjoyed this romp through reality shows past, please follow, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment wherever you listen to podcasts.
How pimp is that?